We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football, so are they, as the Packers get set to match up with the Houston Texans. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Mike Daniels makes the tackle.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Clay Matthews coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 23 yards on the play. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
Come back.
A shotgun snap for Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
On second down, here's Miller. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Setting up the screen for Miller. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set him back for second down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Right now, you got 58.
The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And he's brought down after a good gain. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy.
And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great play there, taking it in. And the Packers have taken the early lead. Well, that turned out how they wanted. Run the toss play to the left side, go for that pylon, get in there.
And just being able to understand where the pylon was and sneak it in there, well done, well executed.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. Crosby with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Crosby on now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And now out comes Houston. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, and you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A first down carry now for Miller. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
To throw on second is Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watson hands to Miller on the draw. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves them with 3rd down and just a yard to go. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line. Well, as Green Bay comes back onto the field here, one more nugget on that Week 1 victory over the Bears. We talked about the comeback, and it's their 100th year of football in Green Bay. But what's the stat that our guru Ed Brady passed along to you?
He says that the Packers were combined 0-111 when trailing by 17 or more points to start the fourth quarter in their storied history.
And that's hard to believe. I mean, you said storied. For all the wins they've had, I would have thought there was a comeback like that in there at some point, but there was not.
One would think that. I guess Green Bay would say, but most of the time we were in the lead.
Good point. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. And they've got it here with a first down.
It's fine. Yeah. $319. $319.
Now it's Rodgers. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Well, partner, of all the great things that we saw in Week 1, unfortunately there was some bad. Quite a few injuries. And the toughest one, Delaney Walker with that knee injury. He's gone for the year.
Yeah, and that's really, really difficult for the Tennessee Titans to absorb because in a lot of ways, he's their number 1 target. He may play tight end, but he was the security blanket for Marcus Mariota. He'll be gone for the year. Greg Olsen with the Carolina Panthers, he left the game in a walking boot, but an injury of the same foot that was surgically repaired last year. And then there's some other injuries like Leonard Fournette with Jacksonville, Marquise Goodwin with San Francisco, Deshaun Jackson with Tampa Bay, Doug Baldwin with Seattle. And don't forget Keanu Neal with the Atlanta Falcons. He got hurt, came back, left again. He's gone for the season as well with an ACL.
They go play action here on first down. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Let's go, come on.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 42-yard line. On the counter, here's Williams. Room here to run. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
The reason that counter or misdirection plays work so well is that usually you've given them a reason to think that everything's going to the direction that starts initially. You've run that type of a play throughout the game. You've given them that look, and now you're going to counter things and bring it back the other way. Almost a tendency breaker at times. And a lot of it is making sure that you have an illusion, almost like a magician. Look over here, but the play is actually happening over there, and that's where a running back's vision comes into play. See the hole in a place where people don't expect and get there with some speed. And that's exactly what he did on that play.
On second down, Williams. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And he checks this one down to Williams. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it second down. Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. We become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
On third down, here's Williams. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. They got the ball to the outer third of the field, but they could not seal that edge and lost yardage.
And I love how you brought that up because sealing the edge is often a function of the offensive tackle on the line of scrimmage, oftentimes a tight end, maybe your H-back, someone to set the edge at the line of scrimmage to give them a spot to get to. If you're not able to do that, you're not able to turn the corner.
Well, the drive started the shadow of their own goalpost all the way back at the 2. Pretty nice job of getting downfield and at least getting 3.
Agreed on that one. A real nice job because really their goal was to get out of the shadows of those goalposts and give themselves a little bit of room to help out their defense. Instead, they got 3 points out of it.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better. Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
Throw left side taken in by Miller. A pickup of 11 at a Texans first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And that one results in 35 yards. Now a handoff to Miller. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction. Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. Throwing on third down, Watson. And that is incomplete. Free safety, Clinton Dix, the man to make the play there on the defensive side.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, there's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Jonathan Joseph there for the tackle.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let him outside where they can really shred your defense.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Now a pitch out to Williams. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Rolling to his right. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep in Houston territory. They give him a gain of 38.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Jelly. Zone left, jelly. Zone.
Rodgers now to throw. This is intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. 20. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He hit his first, this one from 38. Fairbairn able to put this one through. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Here we go. 58.
They start the second half here with Williams. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
Again, it's Williams. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Hurry up.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Trying to lay one up deep. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 48. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Now it's Watson. A bootleg. Out to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep. Back up. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Then it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there at 22. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing is Rodgers. That's caught by Geronimo Allison. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a play fake here on first down. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Rodgers going to throw. And this is incomplete.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions maybe in the back of his mind. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal.
Jump out! Hey, check 26.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
We got three. Three down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
And Crosby puts it through, and that's going to tie us at 13. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The drive starts with Foreman on the ground. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Right back to him on first down. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
To throw is Watson. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, a 22. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Watson hands this to Foreman. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Foreman, and a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Richmond.
Now it's Watson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Kevin King with a pick. Accelerating, and off he goes. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On 2nd down, here's Watson. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter play. Back now at Lambeau. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Out of the gun, Watson. Wide open receiver complete. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because Just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball.
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Clay Matthews getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon. One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Come back, come back.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 64 yards. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game.
The receivers have been running them ragged. Maybe some tired legs in the secondary, maybe some tired legs in the pass rush. Didn't get to him, and look what resulted. A touchdown, tie game. They've got a chance to take the lead.
Here comes Montgomery now to return it. They find some open field here. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And the Packers are in for the score. This game wasn't tied for long. How about that? A big return here in the fourth.
And this is that time of game where every big play is magnified. Fourth quarter, kick return for a touchdown. You've got to feel great about your chances at this stage of the game.
Yeah, they regain the lead. Now we'll see if they can hold it. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Again, it's Foreman. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
A carry for Foreman. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They'll try the air now with Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Watson, escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Come back, come back.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Then he finds his man Griffin. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
On 2nd and 10, Watson eluding the pressure right. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
I think this one comes under the heading of sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because you and I both know.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Clay Matthews. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Desperation time. Watson on fourth down. And a pressure gets to him again. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
4 down, check, 4 down.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. On third down, it's Williams, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on fourth, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because
and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Nick Perry in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Nick Perry in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Rodgers looking to throw. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
That's one of the dangers of the quick game. If you only have a 2- or 3-step drop, if you don't get the ball to someone open right away, those defenders are right near the line of scrimmage, and they can get on top of you in a heartbeat.
And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone? And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week.
And Watson's going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety. What a gut punch. That should be the nail in the coffin with those 2 points, making this a 2-score game now with time, Charles, clearly not on their side.
Yeah, they have to give the football away as well. Had a chance. Yeah, it was a small chance to get down the field. But guess what? This one's now just about over.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Getting down to the end here, they have a 2-score lead. Barely, but it's a 2-score lead, so that probably makes you as a coach feel a lot more comfortable right now, doesn't it, Charles?
It does, but it doesn't mean now you go out and run option or some kind of a wild double reverse or anything like that. But you do know that if anything does go haywire, you're still in control of this game.
I want a double reverse, don't you?
I'm just waiting for that day where we actually see something like that in this situation.
We'll see what happens here. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Watson now to throw. Dumps it complete to Miller. He finds an opening past the 40. And now running right through it. 23 yards on the play.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Come back! Richmond!
Now Watson. Underneath for Miller. Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following that sparkling display of footwork we saw. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. The Texans on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd down and 12. Watson. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And he's going to be sacked back on his side of the field at the 44. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Rodgers throwing here. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.